Now beside the cross of Jesus there stood his mother and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas, and Mary the Magdalene. Therefore Jesus, seeing his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing by, says to his mother, "Mother, look at your son." Then to the disciple he says, "Look at your mother." And from that hour the disciple took her for his own. That's from a new translation of the Gospel by David Bentley Hart. It comes close to the reading and the feel of the original Greek. The scene we have presented to us in these words is a desolate and an awful one. We have three men hanging on the crosses, slowly suffocating to death. We can hardly imagine the stench, the noise, the spitting of the crowd, the yelling, the insults and the heckling, and just the general filth and desolation. And three women, the three Marys, standing at the foot of them. One of them is the mother of the victim, and she's looking up and watching her son slowly die in great pain. And beside them stands the mysterious, beloved disciple, the friend of Jesus, whom we only meet in the later part of this gospel. This scene has been commented on for thousands of years now. But to me, what struck me this time as I read it was that it seems like a little bit of hope, a little bit of light in this terribly dark scene, because it's about friendship and it's about love and it's about family. Now I noticed, something 2 weeks ago we had the gospel about Lazarus being raised from the dead. And I was struck at that time, I'd never noticed it before, at how insistent the evangelist is to tell us that Jesus loves Lazarus, loves Martha, loves Mary, that these are his friends, the people on whom he depends for emotional support. He likes them. Sure, Jesus loves everybody, but there are people, Jesus is terribly human. He's perfect man as well as God. And so as a human being, he needs those friends, those family relationships for his own mental health, for his own emotional support. And so as we come to this cross, we see there is his mother, with whom he has a very close relationship. And, she first appears in this gospel with Jesus at the party, at the wedding feast at Cana, which is, I've always thought was kind of funny, because she's there telling her son, "Come on, they're running out of wine, do something." And he's saying, "Mom, come on, don't push me, I'm not ready." And then she goes and says, "Do what he wants." And she gets her way. The water is turned into wine, and the party continues. It's a joyful, joyful occasion, and it shows a mother and son with a close relationship. And then here, which is completely different, it's the exact opposite. There she is standing, watching her son die. And next to her is standing this beloved disciple, who we think is John the Evangelist, but we're not sure. All the other men have run off. They're scared, of course, of the Romans. But this one, his friend, his close friend, stands by. And that's what friends are for. And Jesus, looking down from the cross, probably gasping for breath by now, looks at his mother and says, "Mother, this is your son." And to the disciple, "This is your mother." He's giving a woman in those times who's a widow, has only one son who is dying right in front of her. She has no social standing. She becomes an outcast. So he's making sure that she's taken care of, because these are the people that he truly loves. These are the people who've made his life livable. And so this is a celebration of friendship and of family ties here in the middle of this desolation. It's something that really speaks to us today in these times of separation, how important these things are in our life, and how they were important to Jesus too, because he was as human as we are. So let us give thanks for family and friends.